right, so on the hem of the bottom, we're going to take a 1/2 inch seam and to the edge of the facing and back again, back stitch. Okay, and you'll do that on both sides. Clip into the corner to make the turn better. And then a clean finished hem. Now I know in 10 you guys did a lot of overlocked hems, but I want you to get into the habit of doing a clean finish because it's a better quality. So you're going to turn this under and you're going to stitch at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and then you'll do that hem all the way down. Now I'm going to stop at this point because before you do the hemming, you want to have these side seams finished, and I need to put that 1/2 inch seam in. You'll overlock those seams. And then of course you'll continue your hem and all the way to the other side the same way, all right? With your seam allowances, your side seams always press toward the back when they're overlocked. If they're overlocked on each side, then you press them flat, overlocking your shoulders as well. Okay, so with respect to the understitch, since we don't want to see the seam on the outside here, the understitch up to the point where our break point is going to be on the inside. So I'm going to put a pin where I want that to be on both sides. Okay, so you know what an understitch is, right? Everybody understands the term understitch? It's when you stitch like a top stitch, but it's not meant to be seen, so it's on the inside. Okay, so I'm going to get the seam allowance toward my facing. I'll get down as close down to that hem as possible. You could do it in either order. You could do this first and then the hem, or vice versa. But again, the seam allowance and the facing together, and I'm stitching to the right of the seam all the way to where my break point is. And I'm not using matching thread so that you can see what I'm doing, but obviously if you're doing this on a garment, you want matching thread. Right? Then on the top part, I want the just the opposite. I want the seam allowance to go toward the body, so that the collar doesn't, I'm sorry, toward the body, so that the collar doesn't pull out. So you just, when you get to that break point, you switch it. And and you move the seam allowance the opposite way. Has that ever happened to you when you're working with a collar and then you see the seam allowance kind of peeking up where you don't want it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what the purpose of this is. What's the matter?
Put it on the monitor.
Oh, good. That's fine. Sometimes I used to, during COVID, I did that with everything because it wasn't like wise. Hopefully we don't have a bad amount of that this semester. Right, John? Where's John? Yeah, he had it last time. It wasn't as prevalent then as it's more so now. You know, when you got it, there was a round of it, and then it got worse, I think in July and August. Yeah. Okay, and so then I'll do this until I get to the break point on the other side. And stop. And then go back to the inside again with the facing. Okay, so either way, whether you do it this way or whether you do it the way the first video is, I'm fine with either. Just, I don't want to see the seam though, so make sure you press it real good. Yeah, so this helps you not have to get up to the iron. Okay, and then to finish out the neckline, you can do it by folding. Again, you want to clip into these corners so that you can fold that 1/4 of an inch, just like a 1/4 of an inch clip, and then fold this under. If you want to press it, you can. Get it to line up here, right on top of the seam. And it's very precise. And then fold that all the way across. Don't sew on the body, sew through the collar and the seam. And keep it real flat so this doesn't twist on you. If it helps you to pin, that's fine. In the industry, they use very little pins because it slows down. So it slows down the process. But if pins help you, go by all means. Okay, so that finishes the collar. The only thing you have left to worry about is this little bit right here. And if you haven't already overlocked it, you can overlock it together, or you can just simply turn it here and tack it. So that's clean as well. Okay, thank you.